Hello, 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 and welcome to Kaylin's Corner. I'm your host, Kaylin, and this is my corner of the internet where I talk about anything and everything that comes to mind. Right now, I honestly don't have anything that I want to talk about. Just like the first episode, I did not make a list of topics or anything. So I'm kind of just spitballing, but just spitballing was the first episode. So she's going to be a little different. And we even have a change of scenery today. Although you may not see me, maybe you can hear a cricket in the background. But I'm not in the woods this time around, so a little change in environment. Also, how about that intro? I wanted to start the episodes with, I don't know, something familiar, something silly. Maybe not silly. I don't think silly is the right word to use, but I don't know, like a catchphrase kind of thing, like an intro. I want to have an intro. That's an intro that's been like in my head a little bit. I added some things at the end on the fly, but uh, hmm, I'm wondering if I should add more. It's okay. We learn as we go, right? And I can switch it up anytime I want. I hope this finds you well. We're doing better. Every day getting a little bit better. Although I will say it has been a long week. It's Friday as I'm recording this, and it's I don't know. It's just been long. I've worked for 5 days straight, back to back to back, and it's just been kind of draining. And the interactions I've been having with people lately have been so draining, so tiring, good or bad. I mean, the good, when it's good, it's great, but when it's bad, it's awful. Not to quote Eminem. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but it is finally spooky season, like officially spooky season, because Halloween starts at like the end of August now. That's when all the Halloween candy starts to get put out because they just ship it on out early. Even the Christmas stuff is out already. We haven't even been in October for a week yet, and there's already like Christmas bouquets. I find that to be a little outrageous. It's October 6th as I'm recording this, I believe. Hold on. Yes, Friday, October 6th. It's astonishing. Like, why are we pushing it so early? Why can't we enjoy the season as it comes? Why can't we enjoy October and the fall and Halloween as it comes? We're still in October. And Thanksgiving is coming, and I know a lot of people yes, the Christmas spirits can be very high. There's nothing wrong with enjoying Christmas. However, I think there's time and place, This is not the time. You can celebrate whichever place you'd like. But, it's October. Why are we in a rush? Christmas is one day. It's the same day every year. The same day of the month every year. Why are we in a rush for Christmas? She's gonna come either way. I don't understand. Same thing with Halloween or all the holidays. Why is everything being pushed out so early? I don't understand. The holiday falls on the same day every year. So why do we need to push everything out at once? Christmas, Halloween, back to school. That was crazy. The end of the summer, Christmas, Halloween, and back to school and summer stuff. What the hell is going on here? But, that's my hot take, I guess. I don't know how you feel about it. I love Christmas. I love the winter, despite how depressing it may be. I love to look at the snow and just, I don't know, Christmassy things or wintry things can be enjoyable. At least for me, I don't. What do I find enjoyable about the Christmas season, though? The Christmas movies, they're, I don't know. At this point, they're getting kind of cheesy and. Mm. But there are some, like, the classics, like The Grinch. Why is that the only Christmas movie that's coming to mind right now? I'm not a big movie gal, I will say. But that's also because when I watch movies, I like to sit and pay attention to the movie. And I've noticed that lately I've been pretty scatterbrained, so it's a little difficult for me to pay attention during the movie. So I kind of just don't. And when I do sit and watch the movies, I overanalyze the fuck out of them. Like, I went to see the Meg 2 when like a few months ago. And like the whole time, I was like talking to myself in my head, like, this is silly, this is silly. What is going on here? I don't want to give away any spoilers or anything for those who haven't seen it and want to see it. Like, I don't know. But the movie seemed very predictable to me. But that's also probably because I overanalyze everything. I'm overanalyzing myself right now. But that's kind of besides the point. Well, how did I even get here? Christmas. We're talking about Christmas. Christmas season is fun. Family time is fun. Hot chocolate, movies, the snow. It's pretty to look at. Sucks to be in though, because it's cold, and when it falls on you, it makes you wet because it melts on you. I mean, unless you have, you know what? Listen, it's true. If you go outside, you don't have a glove on, you put your hand out, catch a snowflake, it's gonna melt. Then your hands get cold and wet, and it's not necessarily always a fun time. But the snow is pretty to look at. I'm a very visual gal. I like to look at the snow. I also love to look at the leaves as they gracefully fall off the trees. Like, just a little whoosh. Like, that's the me and my sound effects. That's the sound that plays in my head as I watch them fall. Like, I don't know, it's giving like Winnie the Pooh. Like, I feel like I've seen that in Winnie the Pooh, or because they're in a forest, they have. I'm sure they depicted leaves falling in the movies or show, Anywho, yeah, I enjoy the holidays. I enjoy the holiday season. However, everything feels like it's too fast paced. Like, what are we running from? Why are we going so fast all the time? Even on the roads, people driving like crazy. What are you in a rush for? Like, I'm having deja vu. I definitely talked about this before, but I don't know if it was in the episode that I recorded and uploaded, to be honest. So I'm sorry if I'm just repeating things that you've already heard, but it's like, it doesn't make sense to me why we're always in a rush. Like, a rush to go here, a rush to go there. For what? To end up there. Like, the place is going to be there. I mean, granted, events are typically like from a certain time frame. Or like if you're running late for work or something, okay, I get that. But like, it doesn't seem like it matters. People just want to get to places faster. People don't have patience anymore. Even waiting in line, people don't have the patience. Like, I understand maybe your transaction may not be a long transaction, or like, you just want to be in and out for whatever reason. Maybe you have somewhere to be. But even sometimes when people don't, like, it's the same people every day, same time. And it's just always in a rush. A rush for what? To get this over with? Just a thought. You gotta enjoy the moment while you're living in it. Because you're only gonna experience it once. even if you do experience such a moment again, it's never going to feel the same as the first moment. So that's why you got to live in the now. I didn't mean to get all philosophical and deep, but I feel like that holds true, doesn't it? At least it makes sense in my head. What's your point of view? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about that? How does that make you feel? Makes me sound like I'm what's the word I'm thinking of? Psychiatrist? How does that make you feel? Where does that phrase stem from? It's like when you go see a therapist, right? How does that... Sorry, I'm Googling it. How does that make you feel? Meaning is a subscription to the idea that the person himself is not ultimately the cause of his own emotions. How does it... What the frick? Origin. Huh. Listen, babes, I don't know where the saying originates. Quite frankly, I have to say I don't really want to do that much research on it either. You can hear my cat. She's distracting me. But that sounds like something I feel like is depicted with like psychiatrists and therapists, things, environments of that nature. I think it's psychiatrists. They psychoanalyze you. I feel like that makes... But therapy too. Therapists... Wait, hold on. Are they the same thing? Are they synonyms? Listen, we're all learning as we go. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. Psychologist. Sorry, hold on. Psychologist versus psychiatrist. Okay. Psychiatrists are medical doctors. Psychologists are not. Psychiatrists prescribe medication. Psychologists can't. Psychiatrists diagnose illness, manage treatment, and provide a range of therapies for complex and serious mental illness. Psychologists focus on providing psychotherapy, talk therapy to help patients. Okay. What the? Did my cat open the door? She opened the door! What is going on here? How did you open the door? Or did I not close it all the way? She just pushed the door open and came in and ate her food like nothing. She's munching away. Did you open the door? Because there's no... Hello? Who is here? Was that you that opened the door? Can you like meow or something? Because I could have sworn I closed the door all the way. Oh my goodness. Today I went to Starbucks and I got a caramel frappuccino with extra caramel drizzle. That's like my go-to beverage. And that barista put her whole buttersea... Stop! That was... Oh my god. She put her whole buttersea in that drink. Let me tell you. Buttersea? Is that... I just... Saying that... Oh my god. Stop. Wait. That was... I don't know why it's so funny to me. Buttersea. She put her whole buttersea in that one, in that drink, and let me tell you, that shit was bussin'. And I also got a cheese Danish in case you were interested. I don't know. I love me a little cheese Danish and a chocolate croissant. Oui, me gusta. I just spoke 3 languages. Can you do that? Not in a boasting kind of way. It's just out of curiosity. How many languages do you speak? Okay. I can speak and understand, read. I guess. Okay. Sorry, I'm not 100% fluent in all 3. We'll say that. because we're making progress every day, a little bit at a time. But yeah, how many languages can you speak or understand or read? I feel like it's interesting because we all come from different places. So, what's your story? I'm interested to know. But I speak English, Spanish, and French. Just for funsies, I started learning French on my own time. Started using Duolingo. And I started originally, I think, well, it'll tell me if I open the app. Let's take a look see. I joined in February 2019 originally. That was like 4 years ago. Currently have a 515-day streak. Which is pretty long. Holy cow. I know it's over a year, but after I got over the year benchmark, I kind of stopped looking at the number, but now that I'm stopping to think about it, it's like, whoa, that's a lot. But yeah, I started to learn French when I downloaded the app, and then I stopped for a little while, like a couple of years. Wait. Yeah, because I'm at like a year and a half now. Yeah, I stopped for a couple years and I started up again about a year and a half ago. And I've been keeping up with it just about daily. I have missed a few days in between, like using streak freezes and whatnot, but we're making practice. Excuse me, we're making progress. Jumbling up my words over here. I'm like watching my cat just trot around the room, getting distracted. I still can't believe she let herself in because I definitely closed the door. Honestly, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I closed the door all the way. Now I'm questioning myself, second guessing myself. Did I close the door all the way? I'm pretty sure I closed the door all the way. And she was meowing to come inside. Like she was scratching at the door, meowing to come inside. I'm pretty sure she opened the door by herself. How? Listen, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But it put me off. Not put me off, but like it threw me off a little bit. Does my cat have thumbs? Low key? Where are your thumbs? Where are you hiding your thumbs? I was on a roll, rambling and rolling. And now I don't know what to talk about. Oh, I also attempted to learn Korean on Duolingo. However, the characters are a bit tough to grasp. And I kind of gave up on her. I also did start to practice my Spanish on here as well, but I don't know, I kind of just gave up on that too and kept up with the French instead, even though I don't really use French, so it's not 100% beneficial to me. However, I am still using my brain, so it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. I'm just being honest here. But yeah, that's a little tidbit about me. I also bought a telescope recently to take pictures of the moon. So I guess supermoons they come in seasons. And there was the last supermoon of the season last Friday, so the end of September 29th, I think it was. Whatever the date was. But I ordered a telescope and it was coming in the day of, and I was really excited because I thought I was going to be able to use it that same night to look at the last supermoon of the season. Boy, was I wrong. It was raining all day long, all day, all night. Clouds and rain filled the sky. And I was pretty disappointed, pretty upset, to say the least. I have been able to use my telescope since, however, it has not been so gratifying for me because I was hoping to capture some pictures of the last supermoon of the season. And like, not only was I not able to capture it through my telescope, I wasn't able to capture it at all. So that left me a little upsetty spaghetti, but it is what it is. I was, however, able to capture pictures of the moon. I don't know what phase it's in right now. I think it's waning gibbous. Anyway, we're on the way to a new moon. I've been paying attention to the moon phases a little bit. I think it's just the moon is so fun to learn about. She's so pretty. Anyways, I took some pictures of the moon after the full moon, and I think the phase name is called waning gibbous. And you can see the craters on the moon in these pictures. I was so taken aback in like a good way. I was like, holy cow, that's so cool that I can zoom in that far. But I didn't take any pictures with my telescope, which is ironic because that was the whole reason why I bought the telescope, right? To take pictures of the moon. And Saturn has been visible as well. And I was hoping to, I don't know. I think I get so overwhelmed with starting, with trying, that I just don't do anything at all. And it kind of sucks, but we're working on it. It is raining today. So unfortunately, I don't think I'm gonna be able to use my telescope tonight. However, I will eventually. Notice how I don't make a deadline for myself. I should make a deadline. By next week, by the next episode upload, I will have taken a picture with the telescope of the moon. Is that a promise that I can't keep? Because I don't know. A new moon is approaching, which means the moon won't be visible. Is there like a moon calendar? Moon phase calendar. Hello? Accept all cookies. Who am I to deny the cookies? They're free. Okay, so right now we're in the, oh wow, why would I make a promise that I can't keep? Okay, so we're in the last quarter of the moon. Bro, the new moon is next Saturday. And the moon is gonna stop being visible by like Tuesday the 10th, basically. So damn, and she's not gonna like start reappearing until the 17th. Jesus. But I was correct. The phase of the moon that I was able to capture with my phone was the waning gibbous phase. I haven't edited or uploaded any pictures. I haven't even I think I probably posted some on my Snapchat story, but I believe that was about it. I should edit some pictures and post some on my editing page. I don't remember if I mentioned this in the first episode, but I am into photography, as we can kind of hear taking pictures of the moon and stuff. But it's not just the moon that I like to take pictures of. I like to take pictures of nature, the trees, little woodland creatures. I saw a chipmunk a couple months ago. A couple weeks ago, I feel like sounds more accurate. And it had the cutest little face. I took so many pictures, but one thing about me is I kind of hoard pictures and I have a tough time deleting them. So I legitimately probably have like 30 pictures of this chipmunk. Like I'm such a fact checker that I'm going through my gallery right now to see how many pictures I have of this freaking chipmunk. How long ago was this? Oh my goodness. Okay, wait. September 1st. Okay, yeah, no, it was a couple weeks ago. I'm selecting the pictures as we speak to see. And I even have a video. 54 selected. Oh my goodness. Listen, when I tell you I'm a picture hoarder, I'm like a picture hoarder. In total, on my phone, I have a whopping, drum roll please, 28,112 files in my recent. I say files because it's pictures and videos combined. But to be fair, these are like all of my pictures from when I was probably like 2016. Not 2016, before that. Since like 2014, these are the pictures that I've been accumulating. But nonetheless, I still have a lot of like repeat pictures. Like I tend to take multiple pictures of the same scene because, the first shot isn't always the best shot. And sometimes the first shot is the best shot. So I like to increase my odds of having a better shot or like multiple shots to choose from. So I take a lot of pictures. However, I have trouble going through them and deleting them. Sometimes I have so many pictures on here that I have yet to post. Pictures that I want to post, but I'm too lazy to edit them, or like I just don't know what style I want to go for. I kind of get overwhelmed. The editing process can be a little daunting for me in any and all aspects, really. I don't like to double check things. Even in school, like when I would write papers, I would triple check, like as I'm writing paragraphs, like I would reread the paragraph, but I would never go back and reread the whole essay. Like I wasn't one of those people. I would just type it up. It sounds good. Turn it in. Well, I say it sounds good like I checked it, but I didn't check it. I kind of check as I go. I handed in. If you do it right the first time, you don't really have to go back. I would typically get pretty good grades on my work as well, so it worked for me, so I just kept on doing it. Oh wow. And sorry, just having a little bit of a realization moment. That's just me and how I roll. However, I gotta use my discernment and realize that that's not gonna work for every scenario. Just because the logic can hold true for some scenarios doesn't mean it's gonna hold true for all of them. Right? Like, I can't think of an example right now. Oh, okay. So, like, if you do it right the first time, like, okay, sorry. The essay thing. Me rereading my paragraphs and things as I go instead of like rereading it all at the end and editing it one time or, however many times I read it at the end. That would be like wiping your ass after every shit you take. Like, I feel like it's a little. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. You know how sometimes when you push and you're on the toilet, is just like one turd comes out, but then there's still more? It would be like pushing out the first turd and wiping just to push out another turd and have to wipe again anyway. But I guess like the shit is still going to be there. You still have to wipe it all off anyway. It's just a matter of, are you going to wipe off the accumulation all at once with like multiple strokes? Or are you just going to do one stroke for every drop? I don't know if that was really a good I don't know if that was really a good analogy to use. But like I don't know, that's just how I see it. What is your hot take on that? Like, does that make sense? Do I sound a little silly? It sounds, honestly, I think it sounds kind of silly, but I feel like the logic is there. Like, can you see where I'm coming from? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Because it makes sense in my head, but I wouldn't know how to re-explain it without having that immediate feedback, So, does it make sense to you? How would you phrase it differently if you could? Not me giving you essay topics throughout my throughout my podcast. Oh, kitty cat. I call my cat Kitty Cat. Her name is Boo. First name Pika, last name Boo. Peekaboo. She doesn't really know that. Um, she doesn't really. She listens. She's looking at me right now as I'm talking about her. You're so pretty. She looks a little angry. She's bathing herself. But why did I start talking? Oh, because she's just doing a lot of motions over there, and I'm getting like distracted. She's in my peripheral right now, and I can't help but look at her. I love her. She's my little kitty cat. Although she looks a little annoyed with me right now. I don't know what I did to her. Maybe because I'm interrupting her grooming time. Anyway, back to me and my podcast. What was I talking about? All the pictures I hoard, perhaps. I saw a cat in the woods too, and I wanted to take him home so bad, but he ran away from me, and there was just no catching up with him. I was like trying to call him over, and he kept moving further away. I'm saying he, but I don't know the sex of the cat really. But it was an orange kitty cat, and from what I know, most orange kitty cats are male. So I kind of went with he, just the vibe I got. But I was like, pss, 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 and he was not having it. Did not want to come over. And I don't think my cat would be too happy if I brought another cat home either. Or my dog, for that matter. But he was so handsome. He looked like he knew where he was going. Anyway, he was a little fluffy. I couldn't tell if he had a collar on him. Hey. Oh, God. My cat's got the zoomies. She's going a little quaffy. Hey. Let's take it easy. Ah! Hey! Put those claws away. Hey. Let's take it easy here. Let's not make any rash decisions, huh? Do you have something you want to say to the people? Lovely. Anything else you'd like to add? I don't think she likes the microphone. Thank you for joining me on my podcast today, Miss Kitty Cat. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Feel free to stay. Would you like to add anything? I wonder if you can even hear her sniffing the microphone. Because if it just sounds like silence, that'd be so funny. I don't know what you can hear, but yeah. Anyway, that's my kitty cat, Miss Boo, my boo thing. Actually, I don't know if that's the right phrase. Well, I know it's not the right phrase. I don't know if that's a appropriate phrase to use. It's not well, her name is Boo. I'm thinking about it too much. Don't think about it too much. She ran away from me. She's at the window now. So she's left me by my lonesome. She must be people watching. Anyway. Anyway. What was I talking about? Oh, the kitty cat. Yeah. I have so many pictures on my phone that I should actually take the time to edit these pictures and share them because I feel like someone out there would enjoy. Excuse me. Some of the art that I can put out there. At least I enjoy it. So hopefully someone else can too. Hopefully you enjoy listening to me ramble, talk, just learning as I go, doing things on the fly. Not Starbucks sending me a notification After I already bought Starbucks today, I should have. Damn. I'm so silly for not. I could have collected 10 bonus stars for spending $10. I already spent $10. I don't want to spend $10 more. Yeah, no, that's just. It's not gonna happen. Stop trying to make fetch happen. That's so fetch. What did she mean by fetch? Like, I remember that scene, but I don't really remember that context. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Oh, if fetch had ever happened. Google is so funny. I googled fetch meaning slang because that was like the recommended search. And Google says if fetch ever okay, the source is slang.net, and this is like the first thing that pops up on Google. If fetch had ever happened, it would have meant cool or awesome. The term originated within the 2004 Mean Girls. Huh? Sorry, I skipped over a word. The term originated within the 2004 movie Mean Girls, in which character Gretchen Wieners attempted to drop fetch into conversations, hoping her new slang would catch on among her peers. That's so funny. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Listen, Gretchen, I know you're just a character played by an actress, but you can make fetch happen if you want to make fetch happen. It's all about you. Keep using fetch if you want to use fetch, you know? Same way I will use silly goose. Not that it's like a slang term that I created by no means, but it is a term that I like to use. It's funny. It's a little silly. It's like the perfect little phrase. Not too serious, just a little silly goose. Everybody knows what a silly goose is, right? So there really isn't much to misconstrue with the phrase, I feel like. What are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you feel like silly goose can be misconstrued into meaning what it doesn't? What does it mean to be a silly goose? Anyway, to be a silly goose is to, I don't know, actually, to act, I don't want to say to act erratically, but just to be silly, humorous, trying to get a light chuckle. Miss Girl, what are you doing? My cat is being a silly goose right now by digging under the pillow, trying to get the charger because it's like string to her. And if you didn't know, cats like to play with string. I'm not sure why. I never looked into it, but she likes whenever she sees something dangling, whether it's like my dog's leash or a charger, headphone wires, she'll try to give it a nice 1-2 combo. Start I don't know what to call the motion. Like ping ponging the string back and forth with her paws. I feel like it's so funny, so silly. That's an example of being a silly goose. At least in my words, in my definition, that is the definition that kind of floats around in my head. Because I never looked up the meaning of silly goose. Like, is there a definition for silly goose? Silly goose definition. Hey, Miss Girl. Noun, silly goose. Plural, silly geese. Informal, a silly person. A simpleton. Oh, wow. Simpleton is like low-key offensive. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like simpleton is silly goose an insult? If someone calls you a silly goose, it's mildly insulting. They are saying you're silly. Many other common phrases use goose, including a wild goose chase, which means a hopeless pursuit or a waste of time, and your goose is cooked, which translates to you're in big trouble. What's wrong with being a silly goose? Why is there such a negative connotation behind a silly goose? I feel like I'm just a girl. I'm just a silly goose. My cat's just a silly goose. I said cat and she looked at me. Oh, I don't know what she's doing right now. It's silly goose activity, is what I would call it. Silly goose activity. I know she's a cat, so I guess it could just be silly cat activity, but it doesn't have the same ring to it. Yeah, she looked at me in confirmation. It doesn't have the same ring to it. You're a little bit of a silly goose. She wore herself out the way that she was zooming on the bed. What a silly goose. And not in the insulting way. I think that has been established at this point. When I say silly goose, I don't mean it in like an insulting way. I mean it in like a friendly, like, I don't know. I feel like saying silly is a better alternative to saying stupid. Silly goose just makes it a little funny, like adding the word goose. Like, what does a silly goose look like? Like, imagine a goose that's silly. Geese, sorry, plural, geese, I feel like have a pretty stern look on their face. So imagine a silly goose. I'm gonna go to Google Images. Let's silly. Too bad this is audio only right now. We could be experiencing this together. We're gonna have to figure this out. But like, what does a silly goose look like? A goose with the hat. A goose with, oh my god, a goose with those little rainbow cap hats with the spinner on top. There's also a picture of a goose with those glasses with the big bushy eyebrows, the fake nose, and well, the fake eyebrows, fake nose, and a mustache. And it has a pipe in its mouth, blowing bubbles, and he's wearing a striped tie. That's a silly goose. Silly goose certified. Mm-hmm. The goose picture with the arms photoshopped, and it looks like it's leaning back. My cat is going a little crazy right now. Are you okay, Miss Girl? She's just staring at me. She was ready to play. Oh, hey, no. Don't. Please don't jump on me. She looks a little hyper right now. Miss Girl, are you okay? Do you have something you'd like to share? Hey, she smacked the mic. Oh, that was pretty rude, you know. That was pretty rude. You could have just stepped away. You know, I should have taken the hint earlier when she stopped sniffing the mic. But I I don't know. That was ultimate silly goose activity. She's just staring at me now. Ultimate silly goose activity. Well, this is me. I'm going to end this here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope to hear some feedback from you. Hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. Until next time,